7 minutes late. Ooh. Hopefully everybody can hear me. Of course, I did not charge up these mics. I keep forgetting. I'm gonna need to set some kind of system so that I can remember. So we'll just wait for the people to come on in. I will talk now because I know a lot of people catch the replay. So if you can hear me clearly, please let me know in the chat. Give me a 1. Say hi. Hey, SD, how are you? You can hear me okay? How was your week? Thank you. I didn't charge these mics. I always forget that I'm looking crazy. How has your week been? Happy Thursday, indeed. Yes, indeed. I hope you had a good week so far. We're going to give folks a minute to come on in. I was a little late. I'm taking a class on gut health. I think I've already told you this. I'm a nurse practitioner. I own a wellness clinic. And right now, I primarily specialize in medical weight loss. And I don't plan to necessarily put that down, but I definitely want to get into root causes of why. Hi, Voodoo Child. Hi. Want to get of things. And so much of the issues that we have are in the gut. And so it's a little bit more on the functional medicine side, getting to the root cause of things, looking at how we can, change diet, eat foods that, because just because we like something, know something that don't agree with us. If we eat too much of it or eat a little of it without having any kind of testing, we already know what that is, right? So many people diagnose themselves as lactose intolerant once they hit a certain age, because when they drink milk or eat ice cream, their stomach be messed up. So I'm rambling, but anyway, I'm health group Zoom is on, and I said, well, I can't just rearrange my people. We do get on a little bit later. We used to get on at 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. And no matter how many times I tell them, hey, I got to get off like 7:20, so I can get myself downstairs and set up and all that stuff, she just continued to go on and on. But it's all good. I'm here. So we're going to give people maybe another minute and a half, and then we'll go ahead and get started with wins for the week. If y'all been watching the channel, y'all already know what one of my wins is this week. So excited. So, yeah, I'm excited and proud of myself. Very proud of myself. TW. Okay. Hey, Leo, how are you? TW said his speaker not working. And I ain't charged these mics, but I think I didn't charge them for tonight, but I charged them the other day and I haven't used them since. So hopefully they'll. And then like my mom said, she said, last week I just was running my mouth. Hey, Clayton. I was running my mouth and didn't see that everybody was saying, can't hear you, can't hear you, can't hear you. So I'm going to try to pay attention to the chat. Try to pay attention to the chat. So, all right, well, we're going to go ahead and get started. We'll catch TW up and anybody else who comes in a little later. As you all know, this is Same Old T. I am T, of course, and this is Tell Me Something Good Thursday, where we talk about wins. We started doing question of the week, and we just let the conversation go from there. So while you are getting prepared, writing your wins in the chat, I'll start with mine. So if you've been paying attention to the channel, if you look at the community posts, like where I remind you that we're going live tonight and things of that nature. Y'all, we hit 1,000 subs. Actually, on what's today? Let me see if I can check my phone. Well, I'll get check on my watch. The 29th. So the 27th. It's so funny because I had posted that morning. I think I was at like 998, and probably before noon we had hit 1,000. So I was so excited. Like, I knew it was gonna come eventually. I knew I was doing my part, doing the work, being consistent, all the things. But it feels really good. You all know I'm a little bit of a nerd. I'm always gonna give you some data and statistics. I don't remember how many people have YouTube channels, but it's a lot, right? I think like hundreds of millions. Of course, the dog started doing stuff the minute I get on live. Thank you, Leo. But out of all those millions of people who have channels or what have you, only 4.5% actually reach like the full monetization and everything. So, it's a big deal. It's a big deal. So I'm very, very excited about that. I made a whole 43 cents yesterday. So, and I was excited about it to see that, okay, 43 cents, it's not necessarily about the money or what have you. If y'all ain't figured it out, I like achieving, goals and, being able to move the needle and see it and stuff. So I'm very excited. It's very motivating. And it just, now it's time to go to the next level and make the channel even, make the community, even better, and things of that nature. So super excited. So that's a huge win for me this week. Also, if you've been catching the lives, I was doing the 75 soft, and as of yesterday, I have done 25 continuous days of exercise. I have never done this in my life. I've always come up with an excuse why I'm going to take today as a rest day or do this, and that. And so I am so proud of myself. I did weigh myself. I am going to show the content of this once I reach the 75, because I see a difference, but that I'm monetized, we want to make sure I get a few little views and stuff. But I only lost, I think, maybe about half a pound in the 25 days. And I'm okay with that, because it wasn't for me. The weight loss might have been in the top 5 reasons of me doing it, but it was more so, I know y'all sick of this book, more so because, what I learned and what I was applying in Atomic Habits, as far as the being disciplined and being consistent and establishing the habit, I would say is the most important. But the way I'm going to do these next 25 starting next week, I'm changing up the exercising, and I need to kind of monitor my protein a little bit more, because sometimes I really think I'm hitting my protein and I'm not. So we'll see what the second set of 25 days hold. But those are my wins. Yeah, so those are my wins. Let's see what y'all got. All right. Clayton said, "Hey T, remember to reach out to me as I want to share my story with you." You know what, Clayton? God dog it. That was all right, Clayton. I am going to do that as soon as we get off this live. I meant to write down, it's a shame, y'all. I be having a million things going on in my brain. and I don't want to tell y'all the wrong name for my Instagram. But Clayton, I will do that. But see, that's the thing. If I let's see. If I don't know how to reach out to you on YouTube. Like, it's not a DM. God dog it, what is my doggone Jesus? I'll figure it out, Clayton. I want to say, is it same T2 same? Lord have mercy. That's a shame. I can't remember. Okay, your email is on your YouTube. Okay, I can definitely do that. Let's see. And speaking of sharing your story, Clayton, a YouTuber I follow who kind of does his channel is about you're an older person, 40s, 50s, or what have you, blah blah blah. He was highlighting like a platform that's good for interviewing, because I was just thinking, oh, Zoom, but then I was like, how can I edit it, and things of that nature. So I'm going to look into that and start maybe sign up for that this weekend. So I got things coming down the pipeline. I want to shout out everybody. Melissa, if don't know if she gonna get on today. I know she usually look at the replay. And just some other people who have said how much they appreciate the content that I bring, that they appreciate, that is not just like I don't want to say typical, but it's not just XJW, but something to inspire you, trying to give you something, to self-improvement, self-development, things of that nature. So that makes me feel good, because I couldn't just do XJW content, just to be doing it. I just couldn't. And thank you to everybody who let me know that you like the spin that I put on it. Like I say, I'm no Bible scholar. I'm never going to come, debunking every scripture and all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to give you real world experience as to what it was like in, out, and thoughts about stuff. So that's my little TED talk. All right, TW is back. He had to switch to a different computer. Now the sound is good. That's good. Hello, 60 plus. And yep, Clayton, I'll see. Hey, Melissa, I was just shouting you out. TW, I can never remember all my passwords. My solution years ago was y'all, I'm telling y'all, I realized a few years ago that stuff that I absolutely need to keep in my brain, I keep in my brain. Everything else that can be written down, I write it down. Almost anything that you think you would need is out there somewhere. I went to Amazon a couple of years ago and I was like, let me see if somebody got something called a password book. Sure enough, it was a password book. So that's what I use, because I got too many logins and too many this and too many that. Instagram, I think I got like 4, I guess, profiles, and I would like to get rid of at least one of them, well, 2 of them, but I don't know how to do it. So, so all right, y'all, put your wins down. Those was my wins. So cheers to me, cheers to us. I know some of y'all might say, why she always talking about we, us, this, and that? Because I wouldn't even be here if it wasn't for, like, I call y'all the OG real ones. People who supported me from the moment they, came across a video. The ones who, rock with me even when it's not XJ content, or if it's kind of geared toward the ladies. I still get the fellas saying, hey, I enjoyed this. Oh, yeah, I can see how that's messed up, So, hi, Roger. So I say we and us a lot, because to me, I didn't get to this point by myself. It was definitely, because of y'all, the OGs. Rakundu, I don't know what you want to ask. Long as it's not rude or inappropriate, go ahead. Thank you, TW. Voodoo Child. Thank you. Okay. That's good. So Voodoo Child, she this is her 8th day of doing 16-8 intermittent fasting under her belt. How's it going? Now, me just putting my little MP hat on, 16-8, I know that's the popular go-to, but don't be afraid to do 14-10 just because women with the intermittent fasting, our body's a little bit different. So if you need to do 14-10, some days, don't beat yourself up. But that's good. I need to probably get a little bit of more intermittent fasting, but with these 2 dogs now, I be like, I need coffee in the morning. Soon as I take them out. Oh, I was saying cheers. Cheers to us, y'all. We is monetized and moving on up in these YouTube streets. Oh, Rakundu, I don't know. I don't know what the answer would be. Anybody got the answer to this? I feel like I'm, I might feel a type of way. Electricity. I don't get it. Oh, okay, a city at the end of electricity. Okay. All right, that's cute. You can stay. All right, so Voodoo Child gave us her win. Everybody else, y'all got to give us your wins while y'all typing that out. If you saw the community post, we are doing our second book of the book club. It is this book here. It's called The Emotional Intelligence Quick Book. Everything you need to know to put your EQ to work. So my cousin, who is part of the book club, she this was on her list. So the way we did it was like we had a list. People who want to be a part of the book club, they needed to put like their top 3, and whichever one got the most votes. And then we did a tiebreaker. So that's how we ended up with that book. So we start. Excuse me. I've been waiting until I got on live to drink this juice. It's spinach, ginger, apple, pineapple. It's so good. So I'm sorry I keep smacking my lips. We still have 3 spots. If you're interested, we do it on Mondays on Zoom, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. For the most part, they last about an hour. We may go over, but very, very seldom. And what else? Yeah, we meet on Monday, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. Are y'all still there, or did I freeze? When the chat don't move, I be thinking I done froze. Can you still hear me? Oh, crap. Okay, wait a minute. There we go. Okay, there we go. Okay. All right. I don't know what happened. Y'all know I ain't charged these mics. But about book club. So that is the book. Our kickoff is June. Kickoff is more so like the let's start reading. So it's a time for new people to get to know and introduce themselves, get any questions answered, and then as my friend say, she said, I run book club. You could tell I was a teacher. Like I give guided questions and reflection for each chapter and stuff. That way, we have if nothing else, we have like a direction to give the book club some structure. So, okay, I don't know what was happening. You know what? Let me, okay, now the Wi-Fi is on. Um, okay, TW said he typing slow. Hello, Lonnie. I got a couple of uncles named Lonnie. Oh my God, Melissa, you already on chapter 3? That's good. You shouldn't have told me that. So now I'm gonna be like, well, Melissa already has read. I love that. I love that. And we real nice in the book club on people, you know, if they ain't read or they ain't finished. But these seem like some pretty not super long chapters. And we only gonna do like a chapter of discussion. I mean a week. And go from there. So yeah, we will see. You be fine. That's good. That's good. I said I'm gonna start reading as well. Yeah. So if anybody's interested, we do have to read for that. And while people get their wins in the chat, oh Denise. So for those who may not have seen it, I post that this week? I think I did. I reviewed a book, kind of sort of, called Leaving the Witness by Amber Scorer. And I really love the book. I really love the book. Like, I found out about the book in 2020. I think it came out in 2019. I was also in MP school. We know what was going on in 2020. So it was a lot. So I never did finish it. And last year, was it last year? Yeah, last year, I said, let me go see if it's on audio book and I can, while I'm at work, when I had other job. And oh my God, I don't even think it took me 2 days. Cause you know, sometimes you working, so you can't just always listen straight through. You gotta pause and things of that nature. But I really loved the book. I really could relate to it. Even though I wasn't born and raised in the organization, but I really, really enjoyed it. I felt like without giving it away, like I could relate to how she felt in the end. Because I think we all do, regardless of man, woman, you know, born in, not born in, that kind of thing. Hi, loving Lucinda. Did I say it right? Lucinda? TW. Okay, here go TW's win. Dealing successfully with difficult people each week. That's definitely a win. See, it only takes one nut job to ruin a day or more. Absolutely. Even though I'm retired, I still have difficult people. Yeah. One of my patients kind of got under my skin yesterday. It took me a minute to like calm down. Like, we were just communicating through the portal, but it was just like, sometimes I feel like I give too much of myself, and so I set myself up for the bull jump, you know? Yeah, that 1%. My dad used to say, and I used to didn't understand, but he used to always say, he said, I didn't just got to the point where I don't even like people. And he's like, I just don't like people. I just don't like them. And I used to be like, he tripping. You know, I was like 30, life is great, you know, kind of thing. But as I got older and closer to 50, I was like, I get exactly what he's talking about. I can only people so much every day. I really can. Between turning 50 and being an Aquarius, I can only people so much. I cannot people a lot. All right, 60 plus said my win walked 3.2 miles this morning. Awesome. That's a 5K. 5K, what, 3.1? All right, I got it right. Thank you, loving Lucinda. You say that 1% probably personality disorder. I don't know, Esty. They probably just miserable. Mm-hmm. 60 plus. Are you in healthcare? Did I know that? Esty said, all right, you hit the nail on the head. Exactly. Yes. Yes. I used to say that a lot after 2020. You used to say what, Lucinda? That you can only people so much? Melissa, my win is my husband and I found a good lawnmower for a good price. The one we had died on us, and it's been raining a lot, so we have lots of grass to cut this weekend. Yes, that is so great. Okay, radiology. All right, yeah, okay. I know. It's so difficult dealing with time, y'all. So difficult. Yes, yes. Well, me and 60 Plus have connected. She's going to be joining us in the book club, so I'm looking forward to getting to know her even more. It's okay if you're not clinical. You still know. You still know. So I'm excited. That's the beauty of YouTube. Like, like when I say that, yeah, like who don't want money? It do take time and effort and equipment and all the things, with putting content together that is presentable, that you could and things of that nature. So yes, getting monetized is exciting and things of that nature. But for me, it has really been the connect, getting to build this like community of like-minded people. And like-minded don't always mean that we are, exactly alike, like the, XJW community wants people to be. It's, you know, like-minded in, hey, let people do what they do. I'm not, judging or just whatever the case may be. And so that's what I feel like, it really is a interchange for me. So I'm excited. Yes, loving said I can only people so much. My win, I followed a routine 3 days straight. That's awesome. Habits. Here we go again, y'all. I need to get paid. James needs to send me a little check. Okay. This book right here. When people say, what book in your 50s changed your life? I'm gonna be like Atomic Habits. Um, oh, okay. Brother is in oh, okay. Yeah. It's a big need for that. So all right. Well, keep putting the wins in there, y'all. Denise said, I finally let go of the New World Translation of the Holy Scriptures and purchased a NIV Holy Bible. Okay, good. Now, you know what, Denise? I held on to mine just in case they change it again. And like people who do content, who may have thrown away, their Bible, that, I could give it to them or something like that. Um, because I remember Lloyd Evans, he was looking for some book or whatever. So it was like he was kind of collecting all these old books that they wanted you to get rid of. And I'm like, dag, I had old books that I might have got from, other people. I got rid of all that stuff. That's the only thing that I kept because I was just like, what if somebody need this? And I've always had other Bibles. I have the Bible when I got baptized at 18 at the Baptist church that they gifted me. My grandma bought me one when I got my first apartment in Chicago. So I was like 26. So I still had those Bibles. I still have the big, anybody family used to have like the big, big, big Bible that they kept somewhere on the table. They would put like when people was born or when they passed and stuff. So I got my paternal side family big Bible. I still have that Bible too. Oh my God. 60 plus, Atomic Habits. It changed my life. It's such a great book. It's not overhyped. What up, Cool Sense? Thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. Do you, Cool Sense? See? You know you could probably get one for free. Next time they come, just say, I would like to get your Bible. Now you might have to open the door one more time. Yeah, I feel like they're gonna get a new one, Esty. You know what's so funny? I remember people like making such a big deal when they came out with the Gray Bible. And I remember thinking like, why are they changing it? I remember thinking that, but I knew I couldn't ask or kind of question, but I was like, why are they changing stuff? You know? And they were so excited. People were so excited about that Gray Bible. I liked the cover. That was it. I know. King James. Yes, indeed. Y'all want to hear my story when I was a teenager? Rest in peace to my buddy James. Me and my best friend in high school name was James, and we was like, we ain't buying no Bible for this class. You know, I went to a Catholic high school, and we both was like, we ain't buying it. And so he was like, I'm gonna steal somebody's Bible, and we're gonna put our name in it. And he stole somebody's Bible for our religion class, and we are terrible. You know, we put in there partners in crime and put both of our names in it. I'm like, oh, you know, when you were a teenager, you just dumb. I was like, just devilish for no reason. Devilish for no reason. Hello, Lorenzo. Yeah. Yeah. Is what now, TW, with the pyramids? Who was saying that? Like the Egyptians? Or are you talking about Charles Taze Russell? Hey, Nicole, that's the truth, honey. That is the truth. I remember the JW broadcasting came out, and they was all so excited. I had never looked, and I didn't even know that it came out every month or whatever. And I remember my friend saying, "Did you see the broadcast? Oh my God!" Da, 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 da. And I was like, "Girl, I ain't got time for that." Oh yeah, Charles Taze Russell. Okay, is that what he was doing? I knew he was did something with the pyramids, but I thought it was the other one. Well, no, I guess he did predict it too. Um, I thought it was the one who said no beards and all that stuff. Oh, y'all want to hear something? Let me read these comments, then I'm gonna tell y'all something. Then we're gonna get into the question of the week. Yes, Nicole. It's like, yeah. Let's see. Melissa said, you ever notice how the JW's Bible don't say Holy Bible, but only say New World Translation? Yeah. Melissa, yes. Russell was a Freemason. Yes, I heard that, which is a lot of which was dealing with pyramids. Okay. No beers was Rutherford and the so-called judge. Right. So y'all look. Y'all tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I was wrong. So a JW came for a consultation this week. And, I know her. That's why she reached out to me. She was like, I trust you, this, and that. So when she got out the car, because I met her like at the same time, she ended up getting to the clinic a little early. And when she got out the car, she had on pants and like some, kind of sparkly type shoes or whatever. She looked cute. So I was like, well, where are you coming from? And she was like, service. I was like, oh, okay. And then she was like, I said, I didn't know y'all could wear pants, out in service. And so she was like, what? She's like, you don't go to the hall? I said, no, honey, I ain't been to the hall in years. And so before she called herself, she was like, why not? And she's like, no, I'm sorry. She's like, nope, you don't have to tell me, whatever, um, whatever your reasons, just, pray to Jehovah and da 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 da. And so I was like, oh, okay. So whatever, we go through the consultation, this, that, and the third. She was kind of going on and on, complaining about somebody that you all have heard me speak about before. So you take a guess. Excuse me. And so then she got back on that. Yeah, just pray to Jehovah, and don't let people be the reason why you left or don't go and this and that. And so I was like, oh, okay. I was just low key because I'm like, you here for this? I ain't got no problem with you. You feel some type of way. I don't feel the type of way. And so she said, well, you're not disfellowship, are you? I said, no. I said, no, I ain't that low down. If I was disfellowship, I would have never took your call or whatever, or, made the appointment. So she's like, yeah, so, I'm okay with it, long as, you ain't no apostate or nothing like that. And I was like, oh, okay. Cause I don't consider myself an apostate. That's what they consider. You know what I'm saying? So was I wrong for not disclosing my channel? Was it? I was like, hey, I got something you want that's gonna help you. So if she ever find out about, if she try to come and say, well, you didn't say no, I'm gonna be like, cause I ain't an apostate. That's what y'all say. I'm a 50-year-old black woman, okay, who has thoughts and opinions and has decided to take her talents to YouTube. Was I wrong, y'all? Let me see. Let's see. Denise said, I'm just curious, do the governing body own the property of Bethshean? I didn't know about that property until way. I never knew about it when I was in. I only learned about it in the last few years of being out. Oh, did he, TW? Okay, they sold that. Yeah, but I didn't know. I knew that they let ladies wear pants to the hall. I didn't know they was letting women wear them out in service. I did not know that. So it kind of blew my mind when I saw her. Thank you, Melissa. Thank you, 60 plus. SD. Not at all, Melissa. Thank you, SD. Yeah, I was like, well, now I ain't no butthole. If I had been disfellowship or whatever, I'd have told her whatever. Don't want her having no fit. But from that conversation, y'all, she was just going on and on and on. Like it took almost 30 minutes before we could actually get into why she was there. Talking about somebody I have discussed on the channel before. So y'all do the math. Who have I is either Sister Sassy or Sister Righteous. Sister Righteous is a much older woman, and rest in peace. So y'all do the math. So she went on and on about 30 minutes for this about her. And but then, because I'm just staying professional and saying, oh yeah, okay. But then she was like, but that's my Christian sister. And I'm thinking do you see how crazy you sound? You talking about all the miserable, terrible, horrible things you have encountered, including something, that went down that day that you felt so disrespected because you weren't invited to, blah, 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 for 30 minutes. But you oh, but she's my Christian sister. Okay. Crazy. So you agreeing to the BS. Agreeing to the BS. Oh yeah, TW. Yeah. Well, the fact that I have two friends, and I do consider them friends that still talk to me and they call me, lets me know I never was. And who was it? Was it Butterfly? Was it Butterfly? But whoever, I can't remember who it was, but we was on live one time. And I had told my husband this. I said, call me or you need to have a meeting. I ain't been to the Kingdom Hall in over 8 years. No, nobody at that Kingdom Hall or who knows me still looks at me as a witness. There's no way. They delusional if they do. Um, they know I celebrate birthdays. I got a witness husband, all the things, right? Went and got a whole nother degree. There's no way. But I was like, if they ever tried to do that, then I would like have to hit them with the legal, have to call my attorney because it's like, I feel like that's harassment. If a person has left and they out here doing their own thing or whatever, I ain't crashing your carts. I ain't coming and standing up in the middle of your meetings. I'm just doing me. So that's a label y'all want to put on me. That's on y'all. That's not what I call myself. I think we talked about that last week. Like I say, I use the term or the title XJW so that it's just clear, like, oh, I've had that experience, or what have you. But I don't walk around like shaking people's hands. Just I'm T and XJW. I don't do that. By their fruits you will know them. The gossip and the lack of love in the congregation, I can no longer tolerate it. Drop mic. Absolutely. Hey, C from DC, how you doing? Thank you. I thought I did the right thing. Oh, yeah, Adam. Is that what you feel? Yes, absolutely. Absolutely cool sense. Let's see. Denise said, what happened to the former Bethelites they sent home? Hello, in 2018. Are those brothers and sisters financially secure? Why did they get sent home? No, they ain't financially secure. And some people, some XJW channels, I guess, got early access or something. I don't know, to like the convention movies because convention season is upon us. And yeah, I think it was from the convention, or it might have been this month's broadcast or whatever. But they were doing a piece where you got these older Bethelites who talking about how loving is that the brothers came to them and said, "Hey, let's look at your abilities. Are you able still to do these? Okay, you can't. It's time for you to retire." And they sitting up here talking about how loving it is. And it's like, you done been here 50, 40 years. Don't think any of them had no children. Where are you going? Like, if I'm not mistaken, at least with the Catholics, when the nuns and the priests are no longer active, they, are taken care of in the rectory or whatever. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got to go looking for how they going to fend for themselves. Witnesses don't have nothing like that set up. I got a video coming out. I probably do it next week, just because I want to kind of finish kind of outlining it out. But I want to talk about how they pushed full-time service down your throat, but who really holds the financial burden with it? Yeah, we all know, in their later years, but you 18 years old, you don't have no real skills other than your high school diploma or what have you. And now you didn't, went to be free labor for, 20, 30, 40 years, or in my video is going to talk about people who didn't go like straight out of high school and who end up financial burden because they got called. They call, you got to answer. Oh, let's see. Now, Adam, we'll let you stay over here. But here's the question. Why are you here? If you are listening to the tone of this conversation, like, why are you here? You're not being disrespectful, so that's why I haven't packed you up and blocked you. Because clearly it's something. You probably are over in the bushes on the channel. Because how would you have even known to come into this live? Gotta love it. Yeah, Denise. They probably somewhere looking crazy, unfortunately. Maybe some of the friends in the congregation, is taking care of them, but it ain't the big corporation doing it. TW said, cool, I just took care of Adam. Oh, you blocked them. Oh boy. Right, so that's how that go. But anyway, y'all, let's get into the question of the week. Yes, Cool Sense. That's if y'all saw my video, and shout out to everybody who wanted to make sure I was okay when I did the video about thick skin. Y'all, that one Monday when none of y'all showed up because y'all had no clue I was gonna go live, okay? It ain't that they like hurt me, but they caught me at a time where I was like, I wanted to talk about the JW Trolls comments from the video about the wives never becoming moms. So I was so ready to talk about that with y'all. So getting all them trolls, it just threw me off and this and that. But I know what I look like. I know that I consider myself attractive, and clearly my husband do, and my daddy told me I was cute. Okay, so but shout out to everybody who encourage me or what have you. I don't be caring about what people say, because people gonna talk about you. People gonna talk about you no matter what. If y'all ever heard of Tabitha Brown, Tab was one of the probably coolest, nicest, sweetest people, personalities out here in the celebrity world. And now I see people dragging her. So it's like you can't win. You can't win for losing. So, but thank y'all for making sure I was good. But I just wanted to do that particular video is just because that stuff will happen. And so you gotta be, gotta know that it's gonna come, and that it's okay. So, but now I don't be caring what these folks say. That's right, Cool Sense. That's why, like I said in that video, I'll block you over here because you disrupting our vibe, right? But over on the long form, I'll never delete their comments or nothing like that. And if I got time, I'll go back and forth with them. Because the more I keep wanting to say Facebook, all YouTube know is, man, these people are really commenting and all that stuff. So TW, you funny. Oh, Cool Sense. Those that just be in the comments watching videos. I mean, all day. They be over there watching them all day. And I think that they, I do have one JW who he had to admit to himself. He's like, I said, you are my favorite JW. Because he gonna come over there, he gonna watch some videos, he gonna comment. And he wanted me to heart his comment so bad one time. And I said, I cannot. I said, because I don't love or, I'm not, when I hit that love is because I love what you said, or like, my heart goes out to you kind of thing. So he commented on the one about the not becoming parents. And he said, that's one thing that I didn't necessarily let the influence of the organization stop me and my wife from having kids. He said, my kids are the best thing I ever did. So I finally gave him a heart, because it's like, good. So you do have a little bit of ability for yourself, you know? It's just like, but yeah, man, that video, I'm surprised I ain't had like 5,000-10,000 views on it, because I had so many. What do they call them? What is it when you like, you not one? What is it like? You a Jehovah's Witness apologist? Is that the right term? Oh my God, I had so many of those people who, granddaddies was JWs, and they taking your video so personal, as if like you talking about the granddaddy. It just be so funny. And to show you that they stay watching, because all my non-Jehovah Witness content will say 100% likes, right? But all my Jehovah Witness content, it will say 94% likes, 87% likes, because they go in and they hit that dislike button. But they don't realize that it don't matter. All YouTube know is you are engaging with the content. So I think some of them be like, why is she not responding in a way that she should respond? Let's see, TW. The only wealthy people not born in that Watchtower attracts usually are facing problems from the past or present. They don't attract wealthy or poor people living their best life. I agree. Like I say, I sit back and I'd be like, what was it? What was it? And yeah, it was, things of the past, things of the past that I answers for, unresolved grief, I guess you can say too. People weren't talking about, especially Black people, talking about going to therapy and things of that, grief counseling and stuff like that. You just kind of moved on, right? So they was able to kind of get me with that. Denise said a lot of these brothers and sisters now have no history of Social Security benefits. Absolutely. When they turn 62, they're in bad shape. So let me ask you this, Denise. But no, I can't say that. I can't say that. Right, because they can't apply for disability because they'd be lying unless they have a disability. So I'm just thinking of people who like got disability, but maybe their disability is due to like, being an alcoholic, or maybe they were on hard drugs, that end up turning into health issues. But yeah, if they never got any credits, right? Unless they apply for disability, they couldn't apply for regular Social Security benefits. Yeah, TW. Basically, childhood trauma. My paternal grandfather passed the Monday after me going on my first prom. I was 16, and that Monday I did not go to school because I wanted to go tell him about my prom. Because of like the last thing he said to me that Thursday before prom, and let him know, how it went. And so when I pulled up and everybody car was out, I'm like, why is everybody over here on a Monday? And walked in and found out my grandfather had passed. I was devastated. And then like 8 or 9 months later, my paternal grandmother passed. Found out years later, her breast cancer had come back, and she just didn't have no more fight in her. My grandfather had passed. In between her and my granddad, my aunt Grace had passed, which was her sister, who came up from Louisiana with her. So and then 8 or 9 months later after that, my maternal grandfather died. So I just was trying not to walk off a cliff, you know what I'm saying? So I still had all those unresolved issues, even though to the world, I had gotten past it, so to speak. So yeah, they was able to come and tickle my ears, and when I could clearly see it's black, they say nope, it's white. When I could clearly see it's this, they like nope, it's that. And before you know it, you get yourself sucked in. Dwayne, I'm so glad you back, Dwayne. Dwayne, you was here that day. You was here that Monday when them folks was getting my behind. I was toe up. I'm so glad you came back, Dwayne, because you taught me how to block the people. I'm glad you came back, Dwayne. We are happy to have you. See, now I don't know how long you've been here, but now you see how it normally be over here. We got good sense over here. Not like them fools that was on that live that day. Everybody should create a SSA account to her contribution. They used to send you like a report around your birthday. I don't know why they stopped doing that. TW said it's stressful being a JW. If they are retired poor, then stress remains. Yeah. SD, I ran back into the JW because of a breakup. See? Yeah, it's always like a trigger, whether it's in real time or like that's what they used to teach you, right? I know sisters who they got the paper every day so they can go through the obituary and send a letter every day, every day, every day. That's what they did. Just playing on. If you happen to be having a conversation and you say, "Oh, my coworkers, mom, dad, whoever died," they like, "Oh, did you give them a track?" It's just like like world conditions and this and that. Yeah, everybody gonna feel a type of way. Here in the area that I live in, not too far from where I live, we just saw on the news at 5 o'clock. Brother, not a JW, like just a regular biological brother. A brother is alleged, they believe, he stabbed to death his 21 and 10-year-old daughters. Like, so I can only imagine the friends in that area in the next few weeks will use that example at the door. No natural affection, right? Just so low down. Okay, TW said I collect Social Security at 67, a year and a half to go. Pension is serving me well now, plus other funds. Yeah, that's good. Now, are you choosing? I know they keep changing stuff. TW, are you choosing to wait to 67? Because I think that like you get the max or something like that. Or is that the new rule? Not until you 67. Okay, 4 credits per year. You need 40 to qualify for benefits. A person will need to work a decade in secular field. Okay. Imagine giving your life away to the watchtower, trick bag to end up elderly, broke, and believing in the cult. Yep. So it's so sad. Hey, Shadalik. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Good evening. All right, 60 plus. You have a good evening. If you're still here, I know I'm a little slow going through the chat. Talk to you soon. All right. Dwayne said, in a cost saving move, the agency stopped sending out the annual reports. Okay. So that's why max is at 70. There is a noticeable difference between 62. Okay. So then that's why everybody's doing 67, I guess. See my choice. Some collecting 62, but their monthly check is reduced. All right. Yeah, because I have a he's basically an uncle. It's my cousin's father. And we kept, why is he not collecting? When he turned 62, why is he not collecting when 55? He could have used the money, he's like 67. So now it makes sense. Now it makes sense. So I think he turned I think he turned 70 this year. Okay, okay. Look at us learning about Social Security. All right, y'all. So let's get to the question of the day. Question of the week. What's the last goal you reached, and what happened once you reached it? What's the last goal you reached, and what happened once you reached it? So while y'all type, I'll talk. So for me, it was getting 1,000 subs. Was the last goal that I had that I reached 2 days ago. So what happens now? So if you all been tapped into the live, you all know that I had back in, I didn't bring the other notebook down, but I think it took me about 35, no, not 35. Yeah, maybe about 32, 33 days. I think I started at 793 before I hit the 1,000 subs. And so I had made a decision that, hey, I'm gonna go on a 30-day run and see if I can hit 1,000 subs from, I think I started, like I said, when I started that, I think it was at 793. And so I ended up reaching it a few days past 30. So maybe about 33, 34 days it took me. And so what I was doing basically posting something every single day on the channel. So either it was a long form video or it was a short from that long form video, or it was going live. And so I did that for whatever, 33, 34 straight days in order to reach that goal. Now, am I going to continue to do that? Kind of, sort of. So my goal is to still do at least 2 long form videos every week, because I enjoy doing them and people enjoy doing them. Listening to them. And 2 shorts from those videos and this dedicated live. And then as I get my life and my business, get new systems in place and stuff like that, then I'll probably, do more lives and things like that. Speaking of doing more lives, so it's this show, what is it called? 1,000 Pound Roomies, coming on TLC, June 3rd. I might do a dedicated live about that. It's not going to be what most people who going to probably cover this show talk about. It looks like they following the journey of 2 African-American women who are morbidly obese, but I take it's a journey of, trying to lose weight and blah, blah, blah. So I was like, let me check out the first full episode, but I might end up doing a dedicated live to that. Not to criticize or fat shame or anything like that, but almost like in support of, we here in America, we obese. That's just the facts. Black people are the most obese, where 43% of Black adults are considered obese. And then I think about 37% of Native Americans are obese. And then maybe 34, 35% of Hispanics, then whites, and then Asians. Only about 13% of Asian Americans are obese. And it's like, okay, so what do they do? Here in Chinatown in Chicago, you always see them walking everywhere. Everywhere. And if they ain't walking, they on a bike, right? You think about I don't want to say the Chinese food they eat is not necessarily Chinese food that we eat, right? So you talking about a lot of rice, vegetable, seafood, right? You look at the cultural aspects of it, and it's like, okay, it makes sense why, Asian Americans, I'm just giving that example for me, have, the lowest obesity rate. So I'm thinking about doing a live, more so how can we take what they do on the show, apply it to our lives so that we could get better, so we can get better. Because we can't expect nobody to do it for us. Let's see. I missed some stuff. I started talking as well. My mic's still on. Let's see. Okay, so I'm way behind y'all. Okay, TW said T, my choice. Some collect at 62, but their monthly check is reduced. Between 67 and 70, the increase is 8% per year. At 62, I plan on walking. No, 10 years to go. All right, cool sense. Yeah, me too. I I don't mind still maybe like doing payroll and stuff. I don't want to be the labor. Reducing reaching 1,000 subs is huge. It's like 10. Thank you, TW. You so funny. Denise said I became a minimalist. I declutter my house and my life. I love it. I love it. So helped me establish a decluttering routine to where I'm doing it small bites. And so I, you know, I've gotten rid of clothes, shoes, every week we've been doing something. We had like all these extra plastic bags, grocery bags. I was like, let's take these recycle. So, decluttering is people don't realize how freeing it can be. I wish I could be a minimalist. I'm a pseudo minimalist. I don't buy nearly as much. I have become a very low consumer, which I'm very proud of. Let's see, Denise, that is the only way to go. Yes, I will be going. Okay, Melissa, I think you probably already gone. Have a good night. I will catch up on the rest of the live tomorrow at work. All right. Since the American diet and lack of exercise is causing obesity, mostly also hereditary. Right. Dwayne, I started vegetarianism 3 months ago. How's it going? How's it going? Yes, the typical American diet. And so I'll be doing another video. I think I'm going to take the approach of maybe like 3 small steps and then maybe every 2 weeks, almost make it like a little mini series that people can take. We're busy, we feel like we don't have enough time and things of that nature. But just doing some little things, like maybe 3 changes and do that for 4 weeks and then maybe add 1 change, do that. So now you're doing 4 things for 4 weeks, add 1 more, I know personally and know of so many Black men who were from like the age of 40 to maybe 65 dying from heart attacks. One of my sister-in-law clients, her and her husband just celebrated, I think, like 30 years of marriage, was at their party just last fall. And her cousin was doing entertainment because he was a comedian. She told me yesterday he just dropped dead. Heart attack, 65. It's like, what? We was just laughing at his jokes. Yeah, it just is. I don't know. I don't know. So I just want to do something positive. I know a lot of people gonna be fat shaming these girls and things of that nature. Like I say, that's just my thought. Once I watch the first episode, we'll see, and maybe we can get a little bit of a movement going. We don't all, you don't have to go 0 to 80, but you got to do something. You got to do something. The fake meat sucks. I try different seasonings. I love grilled Brussels sprouts. Okay, that's good. Yeah, you know what? We were doing Beyond Beef at one time. I was hooking it up, and then I eat it. I was just like, I can't eat it. So, and now that I think about it, my husband hadn't bought it lately. So my husband don't really eat red meat. He's Jamaican, so he may eat a little oxtail maybe once a year, maybe. But I do like red meat, but I don't cook it and I don't buy it because I'm not cooking 2 meats for the household. But like yesterday, I made baked Well, I guess you say saute and then bake cod. So I get the cod from Costco, already, portioned up, and I season it with black pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, little obey, little Tony's, and then I put it saute both sides, just to get it a little little brown or whatever. Then I put it in the oven for about 10-12 minutes with some butter and garlic. It was good. And made some broccoli, and we had some leftover mashed potatoes. Everybody, it's about portion size. Of course, is what you eat. The more you can eat at home from whole food is better. Because you got people who eat from home, but everything is out of a box in a bag. You know what I'm saying? So if we could just eat more whole foods, it will really help. TW, I was vegan for 5 years. I felt better then, fell off the wagons as it were. I still eat relatively healthy though. Yeah. It's all about balance, some weeks are better than others. Now y'all know I'm always drink my juice. I always try to get my protein in. But yeah, I can't even tolerate, my stomach can't even tolerate a lot of the fast food and crap, Let's see, Dwayne said, I did it as a tribute to my 11 aunts, uncles who have all passed. Wow. Yeah. Lifestyle. That's what's taking people out, lifestyle. Is tough. Yeah, processed meat. You stick to the Old Testament. So you don't eat crawfish and stuff like that? Lobster. Yeah, the meat, vegan meat. Now you know what I see people using a lot? And I think the only place that we will be able to get them in our area, I guess it just depends on where you at, would be like the Korean or like the Asian food market. But I see a lot of people using like lion's mane, mushroom. What's the other one? The mushroom of the woods or something like that. And people swear if you do it up, season it up right, then they swear it tastes like chicken, the mushroom. Don't swine it down. Okay, so no pork. Oh yeah, you gotta eat good. I know you plan to go to Spain. No, it'll be tough. Yeah, no crab, shrimp, or seafood at all. Okay. 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 All right, cool sense. Are you a Hebrew Israelite or a 7 Day Adventist? Oh yeah. Yeah, we can definitely discuss lupus one day. Yeah, that's probably why. Yeah, I have a couple of friends. I actually had a buddy I worked with years ago, probably well over 25 years ago, who had lupus. And she had finally gotten pregnant, was so happy. And she ended up passing, like, I think within a year of her child being born, because, like, the lupus just went all out of control. Like, just, they believe probably just the hormones from the pregnancy and stuff like that. But yeah, lupus is no joke. A lot of people don't realize how serious it is. Okay, no labels. I heard that. Ain't nothing wrong with that, cause it's like I get I get quite a few people in the long form content asking like, "Are you a Christian? Are you this? What do you do now?" And so it was a gentleman. He was talking about, like, I guess he was dating somebody who was a JW. I don't know if they was active, inactive, or whatever. But And I guess he must have met some of her JW friends or whatever, but he was just saying it didn't work out because, like, if they got married and to marry her, he did want to marry her, he said, but he was like, he would want his kids to have birthdays and, do the holidays and stuff like that. And so he was asking me, like, how do I bring a JW to Christ to be a Christian? And I'm like, bro, I can't tell you that. Number one, they gotta want it. Like, I get a lot of that. People want to know, what are you? And I'm like, I'm T. I'm 50. I'm a black woman in America. Like, why do you want to know? Like, and it'd be crazy because it's never seen your name. Like, this is my first time seeing your name. We've never dialogued or talked or anything, And it's just like, I don't know. It's just weird. But yeah, I respect that cool sense. TW said, I don't drink or smoke or gamble, but don't take away my favorite foods. Life is short and one cannot eat their way into everlasting life. We all die, enjoy life. Yeah, I look at it like this. Stuff may not flow, but just because somebody else do X, Y, and Z, it don't take away from, like, whatever the vibe is or who they are at their core. I have all types of people that I come in contact with. Like, I have sister-in-law client who's Muslim, and, like, she went her job. My husband can't see her hair, like the whole thing, and I respect that. I don't be like, you come in my house, you gonna do, like, nah. I respect that. I ask her questions. I had a new patient who is, Lord, I had never heard this religion. It starts with a B. Bahani. Bahani. Does that sound familiar? And I told her, I said, I'm gonna look it up. I always like to look up so I can learn things, especially when it's stuff I ain't never heard. But one thing that was kind of suspicious, because she was like, oh, we just believe in love your neighbor, care for one another. And I was like, oh, that's cool. So I thought it was kind of like maybe some mixed with Hindu or what have you, because at first I thought she was Muslim, because in her intake form, she was talking about, like, fasting for religious purposes and things of that nature. And I know Ramadan just ended not too long ago. But when she was telling me about the religion, I said, I'm gonna look it up and do some reading or whatever. She's like, well, don't believe all the anti stuff about my religion. And then what that made me think of, like, our community. And I was like, uh-oh. And so it prompted me to do some research. So I'm gonna be doing a video talking about how many, well, not how many, but there are multiple religions out here who claim to be the one true religion. And I'm gonna, take a look at what they consider, what they got in common. So, yeah, cool sense. That's basically what I told him. Like, they gotta want to. I'm gonna do a video on that. Like, I never try to wake nobody up. No, I would never try to wake. And people might think, well, that's what you do with these videos. No, I'm sharing experiences and thoughts. Now, if it lands and it is that thing that somebody needs to say, oh, yeah, that confirmation, that validation that what they was thinking or what they was seeing or what they was experiencing is not, what it is, that's different. But I would never, once I was woke and it was validated and I was affirmed, like, okay, I wasn't tripping. This some BS. I wasn't calling nobody like, hey, you gotta do, because people gonna do what they want to do. So ain't no sense in me wasting my breath, Yeah, I don't judge. Yes, I think that's it, cool sense. Yeah, I feel the same way, TW. Yes, it's from the Middle East. Yes. Yeah, she's from the Middle East. So she said the Baha'i, I don't know if I'm saying it right. Did she say that came before Islam? I don't know. It was interesting. You know, you know what, Denise? A lot of people are moving in that direction. That's another video I got planned. It was an article talking about all religions, numbers are declining or, organized, right? All of them. So it's like, okay, what's the common factor, right? Is that organized piece, right? So, yeah. Kusin said, you just plant the seeds and that's how they wake up. The real truth breaks through eventually and they wake up. Exactly. Look, Esty said she accidentally Googled JWs and woke up. Exactly, TW. Exactly. I had about, let me see, my uncle, my contractor, my good girlfriend time. I had probably about 3 people, like at the very kind of beginning of me just barely getting baptized. They tried to wake me up, right? I wasn't trying to hear it because why? When you mention that to your JW people, they're going to be like, oh, it's just the devil using them, blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? That kind of thing. So then whatever they were saying, now you just like push it to the back of your head and don't think about it no more. Then I have 2 girlfriends who I found out, years later that they had grown up Jehovah's Witness, but they both didn't get baptized. One was like set to get baptized like that week, but she just could not move forward because when she started going over the questions and they like wanted her to basically, denounce her brother who happened to be homosexual, she was just like, I can't move forward and agree to like not talk to my brother. Like, this is my brother, despite, him loving, the same sex. So she didn't do it. But her mom never shunned her, which I have a lot of respect for. But I don't know, maybe she didn't shun her because she wasn't baptized, but I don't know. There had another friend who I was like, how did you not get baptized? Like, everybody in her family is baptized. I'm like, how did you like not get baptized? And she's like, I just told, my mom and my aunts, I will come to the memorial. I will come to at least one day of the district convention or what have you, but I'm going to college and I ain't doing this. And that's what happened. And they never shunned her either. So I guess playing devil's advocate with some of the comments that people say, like, oh, it's, yeah, it is an individual choice. But if the great majority of the people that you've been around in a kingdom hall will act like you don't exist the minute they say you no longer one of Jehovah's Witnesses, is something wrong with that, And it's a rarity when families don't shun the person, right? It's not that's the common thing. Yeah, me too, TW. It was just me. Nobody else in my family. Oh, absolutely. Cool sense. So they got these videos. And I'm like, how do people be getting how do they be getting it? I guess people leaking it to, certain creators. So they got these videos and it's basically like 2 married couples. One couple is way more kind of progressive than the other one. Like the other ones, they still 10 toes down. And so the progressive couple, they saying little things here and there, but they must don't all go to the same hall. So long story short, the 10 toes down people say, hey, don't send me no more of that stuff, because the progressive couple man started sending the friend, the other man, videos. The guy wouldn't open them. He's like, what are you doing? Why are you looking at it? So I was like, oh, they talking about us YouTubers. And so he was like, if you don't go talk to the elders, I'm gonna tell on you. I think JW Thoughts has it. Y'all should go check that video out, because I was like, oh, they talking about us. They talking about the people with platforms, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, Instagram. But they waking up. The worst thing that probably could have happened was the pandemic and them going on Zoom. Because when you get that separation from the regular routine of the hall and, the routine of it, it allows your brain to actually, lift off the crap so you can think a little bit. All right, Denise, have a good night. We're going to get up off of here. I got to go exercise. So I got to keep my streak going. Oh, you saw the video, Cool Sense? Hi, Claudia. Yeah, they mad. They is mad. Talking about it was a zombie walk. Yeah. Absolutely. What you looking at? These dogs are like, they addicted to toning. It's like they know when it's time. They like, give me my melatonin so I can get good and sleepy. Yeah, they super mad. Yeah, that video was like, we super mad. And you know what it's gonna do? The ones who might be sneaking and looking in the bushes, it's gonna make them go. It's gonna make them either, and more likely, pull back into the organization, even if it's just for a little bit, because it'll be like, Jehovah sees you, Jehovah knows this is what's gonna happen. You're gonna lose all your friends. It's a video that they're showing TW at the conventions this summer. Yes, Cool Sense. I ain't want to say that, but yes. So you noticed that too. Because I thought the same thing. I said, why any other time they have, non-black brothers and sisters, doing these roles, Yeah. So, because I feel like, and I could be wrong, lately I've been seeing, at least here on YouTube, more Black, African American, even African. I came across a new channel. I think it's called XJW Sarah. She's not showing her face and she has her voice like AI, because she's like, I don't want to lose my family, but she's like, I just cannot. She's a, what is it? Physically in, mentally out, PMO. But yeah, they was like, oh, we got to do something. I was like, So, TW, if you go on JW Thoughts, his channel, Wally, it was this week. And he kind of breaks down and shows you the video, where they are, basically reminding JWs that y'all better get out here and tell on these people. And don't you go there trying to wake up. Yeah, it's something else. Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, Wally I've been having some really good content up the last episode. So yeah, go check that out. Oh yeah, other channels, I think Awaken Truth. I think they highlighted that too. I think Wally, maybe because I think he was the first one that I had saw it, so maybe that's why it's sticking in my head. But Awaken Truth covered it. I can't think who else. But y'all, we've been on here an hour and a half. I appreciate y'all so much. I am about to go work out and take my butt to bed because I got new patients to see tomorrow. But anyway, I will see you all definitely next Thursday. We'll see how next week go. Maybe I'll jump on and see how y'all doing. Let me see if I need to. Claudia said they could tell on her all they want. I know that's right. Okay, fixing my faith. I'm trying to think. Have I seen that? I'll go look. Fixing my faith. I don't know why that channel don't sound familiar, but I'll go look and see if I've ever seen that. Like I always try to. I just I don't know. It crossed my mind like probably about a month or so ago. Then when I see XJW content creators coming and telling their story and then I'm like, if nothing else, I can hit subscribe. Go on, try to listen to the whole video, hit the like button just to get it pushed out. Yeah, TW. I don't know. I don't know how. Like I said, I don't know where they got it because I don't know if it's on jw.org. I didn't go look. So I don't know if those videos be on there. But I would think they probably wouldn't because I used to be so secretive. They used to be like, don't tell that we got a new book. Don't tell that we, got a movie. Don't tell the people who coming in the next couple of weeks. I was like, this is crazy. I don't know who had said, I think Denise said it, that the littlest things get them excited. Like, I remember people would go, like if ours was in June, and let's say they started in mid-May, they would go in mid-May just so they can be like, I got the new book, but I ain't supposed to tell you about it. It's like, okay, it's okay. Oh boy. All right, cool sense. A good night, TWSD. Good night. Do an extra 15 minutes for your subscribers. Let's see, what time is it? It's 9:10. What y'all want to talk about? You talking about I run 2 miles in my head before I get out of bed. I just signed up for the Stand Donut 5K. I haven't done a 5K in a long time. My girlfriend is gonna do it with me though. She was like, "Do we have to run?" I said, "Well, my definition of run ain't everybody else's definition of run. It's like a shuffle." So I don't know. Oh, 15 minutes of workout. Yeah. I gotta do 45 minutes because I gotta stick with the with my challenge, my 75 soft. And I've been getting over 7,500 steps because I was doing a challenge with my patients, which that was the challenge this month. But ain't none of them jokers really participating. So I was telling my operations manager today, I said, we're not doing challenges no more. I said, because between revamping some of our current programs, rolling out the functional medicine piece, and doing my channel because this is important to me, I said I ain't about to do the challenges. I don't have, I'm the only one doing them. But at least it shows consistency. At least I'm practicing what I preach, right? So yeah, I'm gonna have to get on the treadmill and do that. And don't take me a shower and take my butt to bed. It's been a long week. But y'all have a good weekend. If I don't see y'all, if I don't pop in on the live, and I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I look forward to these Thursdays. So anytime y'all able to come on, even if you ain't able to stay the whole time, I do really enjoy it. And I hope you enjoy it too, and you look forward to it as well. But I know many of y'all are on the East Coast, so I know it is late. It is 10:12 out there. So y'all have a good one, and I will see y'all next week. Peace.